How's it going, everybody? Brian here at etrailer.com. Today on our 2019 Kia Sorento, we're going to be taking a look at the Malone Runway 2-bike platform rack. Now, I personally find it very inconvenient to have to unload your bikes whenever you want to get into your hatch. Well, this one isn't set up that way. It's going to allow you to tilt it down even with your bikes in place to give you full hatch access. And here's how you would do it. You come down here to this pin, just pull the pin out. What you have to do is just lightly pull back on the rack itself, then that'll allow you to completely fold it down. Now we're going to have more than enough room to get all of our gear and equipment in and out of our hatch. Whenever you're done, lift it back up. Just slowly raise it. You're going to have to pull back a little bit and kind of find that sweet spot to get it to go into place. And don't forget to reinstall your pin and clip. This can hold a total of up to 2 bikes, and it's got to hold each bike down in 3 different spots. We're going to have our wheel cradles where our wheels will rest in. And we're also going to have some hook and loop straps to go around those wheels. And if we come up top, we're going to have a frame hook, which just puts downward pressure and forces those wheels into the cradle to keep our bike secure. Now, I really like the frame hooks that have very thick cushion on them. That way we're not going to have to worry about them scratching up our bike. And it's also held down here with this rear wheel cradle. Now, these cradles are pretty cool. They do have some knobs here, so you can adjust them to accommodate the length of your bike. Now we'll go ahead and take our bike off. That way we can take a better look at the rack itself. So to do that, I like to take the hook and loop straps off the wheels first. Then I kind of just loop them around. That way we don't have to worry about them getting lost. What we'll do is raise up both of our frame hooks. We'll tighten it down so it stays. Now, before you loosen this one and move it, you're going to want to make sure you hold your bike's frame, because once we loosen up this hook, there's going to be nothing holding it in place, so you don't want it to accidentally fall and hit your vehicle or fall off onto the ground. Now we can kind of come around off to the side and take our bike off. And whenever we're not using it, if we want to go for a little bit of a cleaner look, we can actually fold our center mass down. So it's going to work very similar to the other folding mechanism. We'll just pull our pin out, go ahead and lay it down. And what you do is reinstall the pin. That way you don't have to worry about your center mass bouncing around. And sometimes you do kind of have to lift up on the center mass to get those holes to line up perfectly. Now, the rack does add a little bit of space to the back of your vehicle. And exactly how much? From the rear bumper to the furthest point of the rack, it's going to be 27 inches. So that's something to keep in mind whenever you're pulling into your garage or maybe even a tight parking spot. Now, one of the things I really like, even in this position, we're still going to have a ton of ground clearance. And exactly how much? From the ground to the lowest point here at the back is 22 inches. So that's going to be plenty high. You really shouldn't have to worry about anything. Now, this does fold up, and that'll free up a little space. So we'll go ahead and pull this pin out. Pull it towards us a little bit. We're able to swing it forward. Pop the pin back in to keep it secure in place. And now in this position, we'll go ahead and see what our distance is. Furthest point would be this edge here. So from the bumper to that is right at 12 inches. And with that being said, since it is so compact in this position, you shouldn't have any trouble fitting it and your car into your typical garage. Down here at the connection point, the bike rack is going to work with both 2-inch hitches like we have here today, as well as those 1.25" hitches. So that could come in handy, say if you have multiple vehicles in the household and one happens to have a different size hitch than the other. Now the way this is secured to the hitch is it's going to use a bolt instead of your traditional hitch pin. Now what that's going to do is act as a stabilization device. That's going to eliminate any play or rattle in the connection point, helping maintain that quiet Kia ride. Give you an example, I'll shake the rack a little bit. You don't get any movement here, but it'll actually move the whole car. All in all, a nice compact and simple bike rack that's going to look good on the back of your Kia. And that'll finish up our look at of the Malone Runway 2-bike platform rack on our 2019 Kia Sorento.